Funding for Avery Talks About Stuff was made possible in part by the YouTube AdSense program and by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I cover nostalgic, obscure, or otherwise strange content. I stumbled across a video from a creator called Sarah Saref. If you don't know who she is, check her out because she's easily becoming one of my favorite video essayists. She makes video essays on like all the same shows that my brother and I grew up with when we were little. And I randomly found her because she had made this video about Kipper the Dog, the cartoon based off of the picture books. And I realized that I hadn't thought about Kipper in years. It had like unlocked this memory that I didn't know I had like back in the recesses of my brain when she started talking about him. But I remember loving him so much and feeling so like calm when I was like 5, 6 years old watching Kipper. And so I flipped over to watch an episode of Kipper here on YouTube, and then I fell asleep, which I have been dealing with a lot of insomnia, and so anything that can make me sleep these days is a godsend. So I got this idea of watching kids shows from my childhood until I fall asleep. This is kind of a play on those ASMR videos where it's like doing ASMR until I fall asleep. But it's like that, but I'm not good at ASMR. So anyway, let's start with watching Kipper.
They call him Kipper. Kipper the Dog.
I think the reason Kipper was so great as far as like calming children down, because I saw other people in Sarah's comments talking about how they also would fall asleep to Kipper in the afternoons as children. But it really is like an ASMR precursor. Like there's this calming jazz music. Everybody kind of talks like this. You know, it's very calming. I picked this episode because it's a favorite of mine from when I was little. I remember it. This is the one where the little baby goose, so I guess he's a gosling. The little baby Ryan Gosling, waterlogged and sad, ends up in Kipper's house in the middle of a rainstorm in the middle of the night. And Kipper is just a very good boy about it. He just immediately is just like, here's a cardboard box to sleep in, little gosling.
We'll soon have you nice and warm. You don't look very comfortable.
I need an ASMR creator to do one of those like role play videos, but it's like you're the little gosling that Kipper takes in the middle of a rainstorm.
Oh, good morning.
Oh, that's so cute. I'm already falling asleep. I can't do that. We have other things to watch, unless this video is just like I watch Kipper and then immediately fall asleep.
You can go in the bath.
But Kipper, he's in the bath. It's just a little tiny goose-sized bath. I was gonna ask the old Goofy question, like the question we ask about Goofy, like why does Goofy get to talk and Pluto doesn't, that kind of thing. I was about to ask that about the gosling, but I guess he is a baby, so maybe that's why he doesn't talk like the other animals.
What's all the noise?
I love that he just straight up tried to get into a bar fight with a rubber ducky.
Here, like this.
This is like that scene from Beauty and the Beast where they eat oatmeal. What kind of cereal is that, Kipper? Is that like cornflakes or, God help us, is it Raisin Bran? You tell me you didn't give that poor baby Raisin Bran.
Oh no! Oh dear.
Okay, it's hilarious that he thought he sucked up the little baby goose, but also he is not stressed enough for that scenario. He thinks he just murdered a little baby child, and he's like, oh no, what a shame.
We'll have a story. A sheep and a lamb.
This is not a story.
A hen and a chick. Oh. No, silly, it's not a duck.
Is the goose racist against ducks? That's not cool.
A goose? And it's you! You're a little goose!
A silly little goose. I'm too tired to be recording right now.
You were flying in the storm! You can fly!
He's like, fly the fuck out of my house then, if you can fly. Anyway, he realizes that the goose is in fact a little baby goose, and then realizes that his relatives are flying overhead as we speak, so he makes sure that he gets back to them and all is well. And that's Kipper. Kipper is delightful. Next, we're going to watch Little Bear, which is a show that I was obsessed with as a kid. I had, and actually, I'm sure my mom still has it, a Little Bear plushie. He wore a raincoat. I was reading, because I went down the rabbit hole of Little Bear, and I was reading that Little Bear, the writer, not Maurice Sendak, who did all the famous illustrations, but the writer was actually a woman. Wow, women can write books. That's crazy. I didn't know that it was written by a woman. I thought that was cool. And then I also learned that apparently her publishers tried to get her to make Little Bear a human child. And I guess she didn't want to do that because she didn't want to have to make him any specific ethnicity, because she said all ethnicities of children will hopefully watch the show. And I wouldn't want any one of them to feel left out, which was an interesting assertion. I've never really thought about that before, as like animal characters being used as a device of inclusivity because they don't have an ethnicity. Anyway, I don't know. I thought that was interesting and weirdly wholesome that she was like, if they make me make this child like a white child, then that's going to be exclusionary and I don't want to do that. I thought that was sweet.
We're here! Me too!
Granny and Emily really were just the only humans, speaking of humans, just with a whole bunch of animal friends. They were living the cottagecore life, and we love that for them.
Oh, that will do nicely. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Little Bear.
Like the crackling fire sound and the cricket sound and the dog yapping loudly in my ear. It's all giving me great ASMR. How does Tutu not see him? He's right there. Does Tutu need glasses? Isn't it a myth that I swear I just learned that crickets don't actually make the noise, like the cricket noise, with their legs. Everybody thinks that, and it's a myth. It's actually their antenna.
Do you know that it's good luck to have a cricket in the house?
Emily, you have a lucky house.
Well, my house is a house in the south in the spring, so it's about to be the luckiest goddamn house in the world. I sure do love when bugs get into the place where I live.
He's a very clever cricket.
That's what we'll name him. Clever Cricket.
I don't think you have to put what he is in his name. I think we already know he's a cricket, but I guess I'm being pedantic. Oh, Granny has way more patience than I do. Like, I love kids, don't get me wrong, but if they were sitting at the breakfast table just going, I think I'd lose my mind.
Oh!
Emily, get new soup. That was vermin in your food. You don't know where that cricket's been.
Crickets just naturally jump and they never really know where they're going to land.
Granny has an accordion?
I think he really likes it here.
He's welcome to spend the whole winter. As a matter of fact, he can stay as long as he likes.
He'll have all the soup to swim in that he wants.
Look, the mice have come out to dance.
The world of Little Bear is just this world of magical realism where the craziest things are happening around them all the time, and they're just like, huh, weird.
Emily's cricket fiddles at night, and the mice come out in the firelight.
Oh my god, talk about unlocking a memory. I used to hum this song as like a vocal stem before I had the vocabulary to know what a vocal stem was. Emily's cricket fiddles at night.
Look!
Mama and Papa Bear were always like so dressed to the nines.
Marshmallow mixed berry pie, my favorite.
This has always been your mother's favorite pie too, little bear.
Oh, that's the grandmother. I'm sorry. I thought that was Papa Bear. I apologize to Grandmother Bear. Although, they're all the adult bears dress up and they just let Little Bear run around naked.
It's best to put the leaf somewhere in the middle and smooth it out so that when you close it, none of the leaves' corners get bent.
Just like that?
Little Bear, you did it wrong. She said don't bend any of the corners. That's gonna be a bent-ass corner. That's not a bit. It actually made me yawn when he yawned.
What were you like when you were a little bear?
Well, I was like you. I loved to play outside. I loved to collect leaves. And I loved to snuggle up under a cozy quilt for an afternoon nap. Especially under this quilt that your grandmother and I made together.
That's such a cool blanket. I don't know if it's technically a quilt, because doesn't a quilt have to have square? I'm not like an aficionado on quilts. Someone correct me if I'm being too nitpicky about what a quilt actually consists of, but I think a quilt has to have like squares.
There's one missing.
That one was a maple leaf, but it's lost now.
Oh, Little Bear falls asleep and dreams that he's with his mom as a little kid.
What are you doing?
I'm collecting leaves. Want to help?
It is an interesting concept. Do you think you'd be friends with your parents? Like as kid, like if you met your parents at the age that you are now, like just as a stranger, do you think you guys would be like tight?
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm burying you.
I'm burying you alive. I did a short film for a friend where we buried another friend alive. Well, we didn't actually like bury him in a way where he was cut off from oxygen. We did it with movie magic, but he did actually get a good amount of dirt tossed on him for a good amount of time in a hole. And I don't think he would attest to it being as chill of an experience.
This will keep it in perfect condition while it dries, so I have it for later.
I think Little Bear... Does it take place in Canada? Like in the Canadian wilderness? They definitely have the Canadian accents.
I know where the missing charm is, Mother Bear.
You do?
Oh,
I was always confused as a kid. I always thought that that was like proof that he really did go back in time in his dream. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think it's confusing because can you imagine your kid just went for a nap and then woke up and found a thing that you had lost since you were a child? That's embarrassing for you and your ability to find things. Is this the one where he sorts the nuts and bolts? Because my OCD brain always loved watching him sort the nuts and bolts. Or maybe it was just like the part of my brain that already loved ASMR and didn't know it.
I have to clean out the shed.
All right, I'll help. Oh, sorry, Broom.
Is this a safe space? Can I be so for real right now? I do that when I'm putting inanimate objects back, like I'm putting them away. I'll talk to them like they're capable of understanding me. Sometimes if I'm like picking out a mug and all the other mugs don't get picked, I'll apologize. There's like a big science term for what that is when your brain like assigns human attributes to inanimate objects. I'll find it in post.
One for nuts, one for bolts.
We need to put away the tools, stack the buckets.
You take a nap, Grandfather, and I'll clean up, okay?
Don't fall for it, Little Bear. Grandpa's just playing sleepy so that he doesn't have to clean out the shed.
Another bolt. Broom, if you're not going to behave, you have to sit outside.
Yeah, Broom, you simple bitch. Get your ass outside.
Thanks. Now, want to help with the nuts and bolts?
This is literally just an ASMR roleplay, I'm telling you.
We still need to coil up this rope. Any ideas, Broom?
Just coil it up, Little Bear, you have thumbs.
Let's try it.
Little Bear, I hate to ask, but do you hear the broom talking to you? Is the broom in the room with us right now?
Well, I must have dozed off.
Oh, I must have dozed off and woke up just in time to not have to do any work. That's crazy, Little Bear.
What a good idea. Did you do all of this by yourself?
Are you telling me that you weren't sorting them on your own, Grandpa? You were just playing Russian roulette with your nuts and bolts? Little Bear was just such a sweet, innocent show. I actually am getting very sleepy after those two. I think I would already be asleep if it wasn't for the fact that I've been chit-chatting with you guys. But I really, really want to watch Bear in the Big Blue House, so I'm gonna try to see if I can make it through that one. Bear in the Big Blue House was a Jim Henson product, and it was just as fantastic as all the other stuff Jim Henson would make. Well, it was made after Jim Henson passed away, I believe, but, you know, the Jim Henson Company. Basically, it was just a show about Bear being a surrogate parent to all of these, what I can only assume are neglected children, because where are their parents?
Oh, hi! It's you! You're just in time. It's so good to see you. Come on in.
Thank you, Bear.
Wait a minute. What's that smell? Hmm?
Oh, if there ever was an ASMR trigger before I knew what that was.
It's you!
I get tingles every time he does it.
I was getting ready to do my woodland workout!
Oh God, Bear, stop yelling at me.
Bear!
Huh?
Bear, you don't look so good.
Me? But I was just about to do my woodland workout!
Oh no!
Bear, you can't work out, you're gonna die.
Dr. Treelo, could you please hand me the tongue repressor? Tongue repressor. Yes.
Bear's eyebrows. That's it, that's the comment. Just Bear's eyebrows.
Well, I don't know how to break this to you, but you have Big Bearitis!
These kids are playing doctor, and they're just like, surprise, the game is that you're dying.
Big Bearitis? Is that bad?
Yeah, what the hell does that mean, Ojo?
Don't be silly, Bear. It's just pretend. Would you mind getting up?
Huh?
We need the bed.
Oh, sorry.
He's like, this is my house. This is my big blue house. I'm getting kicked out of my own green couch on my own big blue house.
You need protein, like meat and eggs.
Well, see, the thing about that, Bear, is that eggs are real expensive right now.
And bread and pasta, like spaghetti.
Oh, I want Bear to be my dietitian. He's just gonna tell me to eat spaghetti all the time.
And my personal favorite, dairy, like ice cream.
And ice cream? I need Bear to be like a wholesome version of one of those Rise and Grind YouTubers that just like tells people to eat ice cream and pasta.
I jump for joy, I'm alive, hooray! I'm feeling like King Kong today.
Alright, you don't need to brag about it, Bear. I get it, you woke up with energy this morning. You don't have clinical depression. We understand.
I have friends, do you know why? I always keep my armpits dry. I clean my belly button too. It's something that I like to do.
Alright, Bear, we're getting into the too much information category. It's Tutter.
That's a good workout.
Oh, this is heavy.
For a mouse.
Tutter is so me for real. He's so little and angry. He's always trying to shove that much cheese into his house.
I think Tutter's looking a little tired, don't you?
Same, Tutter.
Put down the cheese, you don't have far to go.
I'm doing it. I'm putting down the cheese. I'm not tired.
And looks like an excellent time for me to get in my woodland!
Just get woken up by Bear in the fucking big blue house. There's no way my life has led me to this.
Why don't you work out with Tutter?
Well, Tutter's resting right now.
He is!
Tutter's gonna wake up if you keep screaming with your outside voice.
Tutter! Tutter! What's wrong? What's wrong?
Shut the fuck up, you little purple rats. I love Pip and Pop.
Quiet! 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 Like a mouse!
Pip and Pop are lucky Tutter didn't slit their throats open for waking him up like that. It would be very on brand for Tutter.
Quiet, 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 very quiet time.
It is a good thing even for us grown-ups to remember, is that every once in a while you need to just like power your brain down. Especially now with like social media making it so that we're just flooded with information every second of every waking day.
Hey, Pop, look! Bear fell asleep!
Couldn't be me. The last time before this that I fell asleep on camera, it was by accident when I did that 24-hour live stream for charity. We're doing another charity stream, by the way, so stay tuned for that.
1, 2, 3,
Whoa! Hey, did you hear that? That sounded like my little friend Shadow.
I don't think Shadow was his little friend. I think Shadow was like a poltergeist that lived in the house, and no one had the heart to tell Bear that it was like a demonic spirit, and so they just kind of like let it happen.
5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor.
monkeys are jumping on the bed!
Oh, I kind of forgot how terrifying this segment was.
Mama called the doctor.
Oh, Doc, what will I do with my monkeys?
What will I do with my monkeys?
Well, Bear, I'm off to play. But when you need another story, just try and catch me.
Bye, Shadow.
I live in the walls, Bear.
It's time for the bear cha-cha-cha. When I feel my toes start to twitch, my lips go la 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 la.
The Bear cha-cha-cha was always such a banger.
There she is. It's Luna, my friend the moon.
Goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye. 'Cause now it's time to go. But hey, I say, well, that's okay.
'Cause we'll see you very soon.